Thanks for joining today's session. So today our speaker for this session is His Grace Radha Ramana Prabhu. So Prabhu was born in Bangalore and he studied engineering, followed by a postgraduate diploma in management from Penn State University, USA. So in 2002, he met devotees at Penn State, which inspired him over time to take up bhakti. And previous to moving to India in 2018, he was a CEO for a big firm in the US. So this is a brief introduction, like Prabhu's introduction. If we want to give, so it will be take more time. But like for the saving the time, I am just cutting short. And over to you, Prabhu, because we are very eager to hear from Prabhu. So Prabhu, over to you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo. Hare Krishna. So we are discussing the second canto. The Bhagavatam contains 12 cantos, 12 skandhas. The nature of a jiva, the nature of a human, the nature of the dharma of a human or nature of the human person is to inquire, is to ask questions. This is the same thing that Arjuna did in Bhagavad Gita. And this is the same thing that Parikshit Maharaja is doing in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Not only Parikshit Maharaja, this is the same thing the sages of Naimisharanya, if you have heard, in the first canto, they approached Suta Goswami. And this Bhagavatam is a conversation between two great personalities. It could be Vidura and Maitreya, Parikshit Maharaj and Shukadev Goswami, Narada and Vyasa, but it's a great conversation. And here, the conversation of Parikshit Maharaj is that he has put forward several questions, especially at the end of the first canto. What is the duty of every person? What is the duty of a person, especially who is going to leave his body, leave this world, or die? What should they do? What should be one's karma? What should be one's activities? So like this, he put several questions. And the second canto as a whole, and Shukadev Goswami begins talking right from the first chapter of the second canto. And you know, anything that is emanated from the lotus mouth of Shukadev Goswami, who is the son of Vyasa himself, is Shuka Mukhad Amrita Dravasami. It is so beautiful, so beautiful. Just on this, our acharyas talk about how Narada and Vyasa, even though both Srila Vyasadeva and Narada are present there to just hear this words emanating from the lotus mouth of Shukadev Goswami. They are actually Shukadev Goswami's spiritual master and grand spiritual master. Later in the second canto, in the first chapter, Shukadev Goswami tells Parikshit Maharaja that I actually learned the Srimad Bhagavatam from Vyasa, Veda Vyasa, Vyasadeva. But here, Narada and Vyasa are coming to hear from Shukadev's mouth. And to them, it seemed like something they had never heard before. Thus, it is understood that Shukadev acted as a preceptor. Preceptor means like a teacher. Even for the two of them, even for Narada and Vyasa. Because Shukadev Goswami was in such an exalted position. In the first canto, you will hear about Atma, Ramas, Chamanayo, Nirgrante, Apivurukrame, how extremely highly realized souls are also attracted to Krishna Katha. So if extremely highly realized souls are attracted also to Krishna Katha, why not people like us take advantage of the Srimad Bhagavatam and get attracted to the highest Katha, which even Narada, Vyasa was attracted to listen to from Shukadev Goswami, and that we have available easily in such beautiful form of the Srimad Bhagavatam books. So Shukadev Goswami acted as a preceptor even for the two of them. It is said by being touched by Shuka's mouth, This fruit has become soft and full of nectar, full of amrita. For this reason, also Srimad Bhagavatam is superior to all other scriptures. Yeah, and then there's a famous shloka, Krishne Svadhamo Pagate Dharma Jnanadibisaha Kalau Nashtadrishamesha Puranarko Adhunoditaha. The Srimad Bhagavatam is as brilliant as the sun, and after the departure of Lord Krishna, it has arisen. Accompanied by religion, knowledge, persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Purana. And there is a lot of great stalwarts who have given glorification of this. And I just want to mention one before we go further. Vedaha Puranam Kavyam cha Prabhur Mitram Priyeva cha Bodhayantiti ihi prahuhu Trivrit Bhagavatam Punaha. That the Vedas, Puranas, and the poetic works, Kavyas, instruct like so the Veda instructs like a master. Puranas instruct like a friend, and Kavya instruct as a lover, respectively. But the Bhagavatam, however, teaches in all three ways. That is the beauty of Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam, the Sukadev Goswami begins to speak. And the second canto itself is a great mystery, as Prabhu introduced, saying it is very philosophical. This philosophy is the foundation to understand the rest of the Srimad Bhagavatam, to understand and appreciate Krishna Leela, to understand and appreciate all the other Leelas that go forward in the third, fourth, fifth canto. So we should always be attracted to understand these foundational concepts. Second canto is a mystery. It is usually considered as a difficult canto, but if we understand it through Srila Prabhupada's purpose, it becomes much easier than understanding it externally or just buying a book off the shelf or a bookstore. So that is the advantage of the purpose, the commentary given by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So this second canto has a very deep connection with the Vedic literature, especially the Vedas, especially in the second canto. And so it appears complicated because the Vedas are complicated. Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, if you see, they're all in different codes. The Upanishads, you cannot just buy off the street and understand. That's why one does Upanayana, to understand all these subject matters from a personal guru. And the Bhagavatam clarifies all those messages so wonderfully, and especially through Srila Prabhupada's purpose. So we know that Shastras have Shruti and Smriti. The original Vedas are Shruti, and the secondary, the other one is Smriti. Shrutis remain unchanged, and the Shruti means the original Vedas, especially the Rig, Yajur, Sama, and the Atharva. And those essential instructions of the Vedas are being presented very effectively and completely in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and especially in the second canto. So the first chapter, Shukadev Goswami starts by appreciating Parikshit Maharaj for asking all these questions. Varyan eshate prashnaha kritoloka hitam nripa atmavit samhata pumsam shrotavyadishu ya paraha. Saying that your wonderful questions, my dear king, your question is glorious. All these questions that you have asked is extremely glorious because it is very beneficial to all kinds of people. The answer to these questions that you have asked is the prime subject matter for hearing, and it is approved by all transcendentalists. It is approved by all great sadhus and acharyas. So he goes on asking what should be heard, what should not be heard. And in the beginning itself, he starts off by saying, talks about people have no time for all these things. They spend their time, wasting their time, all day at work and all night in activities which are against the principles of Dharma and Shastra. So what should be heard? Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi. Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha Smartavyas Chechata Bhayam. One who desires to be free from miseries. Isn't that common for everyone? We all want what is common in everyone? Me, you, pig, dog, bird, squirrel, every person. What is common? We all want happiness. We all want to be free of miseries. Here's the solution given in the Bhagavatam. Shrot Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi. Hearing about glorifying and remembering the personality of Godhead, who is the super soul, the controller and savior from all miseries. And then he goes on to say, Etavan Sankhya Yogyabhyam Swadharma Parinishtaya Janma Labha Parapumsam Ante Narayana Smritihi. Very important. Ante Narayana Smritihi. We may have so many qualifications in our life. We may be PhDs, MBAs, politicians, ministers, great positions in companies, government, whatever. But they are of no value because at the time of death, it should be Ante Narayana Smritihi. And the Bhagavatam, listening, hearing sincerely to the Bhagavatam, ensures that you will get Ante Narayana Smritihi if we do regular hearing of Bhagavatam. That's what is said, that one should hear Bhagavatam every day. And for that, how can you do that? Please get a book, read half an hour every day, and you will see the transformation in your own life. The Bhagavatam is, there can be no cost to it. It's so valuable. It's just, no, okay. So he starts off like that. So and the first thing he talks about is about discussion, remember Krishna at the time of death, and then he goes slowly, he goes on to become more and more specific. If you are aware of the Bhagavad Gita, the same thing Krishna does with Arjuna. He starts off with a very low form of practice in the sadhana ladder. And then he goes more and more specific as Arjuna asks more and more questions. And the same thing is going on here. And he starts off by talking about the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his Purusha form. So Purusha means Krishna is the Parama Purusha. Purusha is the first person. The first person is Govindam Adi Purusham. Adi means first. The first person is Krishna. And he expands into three Vishnus. Vishnus tu trini Rupani. And he expands as Mahavishnu, lying on the causal ocean. In the causal ocean, which is also called Karana ocean. This may be a little technical, but just bear with me and hear all these things. This is the causal ocean. It is right outside the Brahmanda. There is Mahavishnu. His name, that is the position of Mahavishnu. And then this Mahavishnu, he actually glances. Sa Aikshataha, Aitreya Upanishad, it says. And when he glances, there is an unmanifested matter, just a matter which is there as a whole. All the things that are going to be used for creation are all there. So he talks, and then he glances, and then all these bubbles form. Yakkar Anarnava Jale Bhajati Sma Yoga comes in the Brahma Samhita. Okay. And then there are all these Brahmandas are formed. And in each Brahmanda, Vishnu enters himself. And this Vishnu is Vishnu number 2, known as the Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. And this Garbhodakshayi Vishnu lies down on Shesha, Ananta Shesha. On his Ananta Shesha bed, he lies down. And from his lotal navel sprouts a lotus. And the entire creation of this universe is manifested within this lotus navel. And then to the lotus navel on the top, which is the Satyaloka. So if you are very familiar with, and then the 14 planetary systems. So if you are familiar with the pranayama mantra, Om Boho, Om Bhavaha, Om Swaha, Om Mahaha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satya. So all these are different planetary systems. Swaha, Svargaloka, Janaha, Tapaha, Brigumuni stays in Maharloka, Mahaha, Tapaha, and Satyaloka is Brahma. And this whole planetary systems form the Virat Rupa, beginning from the lower planets, which are called Patala, which represent the bottom of his feet, Rasatala, the heels and toes. So these may all be technical, but just understand that Vishnu comes, he sleeps, lotus navel, is from his navel, a lotus tent comes. You might have seen this deity form in Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala. There is a deity of Vishnu sleeping like this and a lotus coming out of his nabhi and Brahma sitting on the top of that lotus. So that is how everything emanates from the Supreme Lord, even Brahma. So Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Mahatala, Talatala, Patala, these are all the lower planetary systems. Then the middle planetary systems is Bhuva, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, which represents his navel, chest, and Maharloka going up to the neck, mouth, face, forehead, and head. And here he talks about a form of tapasya, a form of meditation, or a form of sadhana, which is for people who have a lot of impurities in their heart. What is the meaning of impurity? When our heart is infested with kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. So for such people who cannot take up to higher processes, they are asked to think about everything as an energy of the Supreme Lord. And that is a fact, because everything is a manifest energy of the Supreme Lord. There is the energy of a phone, or a bed, or a table. They're all matter, external energy. They're all formed from earth, water, air, fire, ether. Correct? Nobody can create mud. Nobody can create the element water. The greatest scientist can make a chemical composition of water as H2O, 2 parts of hydrogen and oxygen. But they cannot mix 2 parts of hydrogen and oxygen and make water. Can they make? If there is water shortage, why can't the scientists then make water on their own? By mixing 2 parts of hydrogen and 1 part of oxygen, they cannot make. So all these elements have been provided by the Supreme Lord. That's why there's a famous Upanishad statement, Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma. Everything is a manifestation of his energy. But it does not mean they are him. It is just he has all these energies, Shaktis have emanated from him. So in the Bhagavad Gita we see, Aham Sarvasya Prabhaho, Matta Sarvam Pravartam. Everything emanates from the Supreme Lord. So talking about the Purushas, so these elements have also come from him. So the house we are seeing, this wall you're seeing behind me, it is all a transformation of what? Earth, water, air, fire, ether. No one can create any of these elements. So no one can say, I made a house. No one can say, I made anything. They only use the elements given by the Supreme Lord and they have transformed it. So we should always be aware. So he talks about these different things of how different yogis can see different parts of the universe and think of the Supreme Lord. For example, if you see the trees, think of Vishnu's hairs. If you see the veins or the rivers, think of Vishnu's veins. If you think of mountains, think of the bones. So like that, different parts have been given and how they correspond to the Virat Rupa, the universal form of this whole universe. So in the first chapter, he is talking about this kind of meditation. And this meditation is on the super soul called the Garbhodaksha Vishnu. So the Mahavishnu is the super soul, Paramatma, for all the collective material universes put together. All the universes put together, the Paramatma for that is Mahavishnu. Within each universe, the Paramatma for every universe, the Paramatma for the Hiranyagarbha, it is called, is the Garbhodaksha Vishnu, from whom the lotus navel, the lotus stem emanated. So these are all definitely Vedic topics. These are all the meditation on that universal form is described on the first chapter, which is a Vedic topic. In the Rig Veda, we also have the Purusha Shukta, which will also come later in this second canto. You must have all heard about the Purusha Shukta. Sahasra Shersha Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrapa. So like that. Sabhumi Vritva Atyadishtam Dashangulam. You must have heard this chant in many homas, pujas. Why do we chant this? Not only that, in any puja you take, any homa you take, they will first start with Om Keshavaya Namaha, Narayana Namaha, Govindaya Namaha, Vishnave Namaha, Madhusudana Namaha, all starting with Vishnu's name. Then they will go into Om Tad Vishnoho Padamam Padam Paramam Padam Pada Pashyanti Suryaha Rigveda Mantra. Then they will go into Purusha Shukta. Then they will go into various other ahutis to various devatas. And finally they will say Kayena Vacha Manasendriya. They will cut. And then what will they do? Narayanam Samarpayami. And they will do Samarpanatu. They have to offer it to Narayan. That is how the system is set up. The Vedic system is set up like that. The Bhagavatam system is set up like that. And the Bhagavatam takes us further to Krishna Prema. Because you would have learned as the Dharma Projitakai, all those different sacrifices are there to elevate us to the topmost position of Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, to bring us to the platform of Moksha. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach the Panchama Purushartha, which is Prema. That is why this Bhagavatam cannot be understood from any other Sampradaya besides Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sampradaya. Because, or it can be understood, but the element of Prema, Krishna Prema, the goal, cannot, because you see, Bhagavatam, this Bhakti Marga, is Rajavidya Rajagohyam. It's a very confidential knowledge. Rajavidya Rajagohyam, Pavitram Idamuttamam. So it is very confidential. And then, even though it is confidential, it's very easy. Susukam kartam avyayam, pratyaksha dharmyam, susukam kartam avyayam. It is very easy, but we can get lost. So we have to understand that confidential knowledge and aspire for that bhakti. So Garbho Dakshay Vishnu. So the Sahasra Shirsha, what is it talking about? It's talking about the same Purusha, that Garbho Dakshay Vishnu, Supreme Person, thousands of heads, thousands of arms, legs. This is Garbho Dakshay Vishnu. We don't think of him like that because the photos we have seen, the DT form we have seen, doesn't show him like that with 1,000 heads and thousand. But he does have this. He does this in one of his expansions. So he is lying down, and this lotus stem and rises, extends beyond the universe by Atyadishta Dashangulam. Sometimes I've read that as 10 thumbs or 10 fingers of Vishnu when he's in that form. And then in 16 verses further, how this universe is created out of the body of Garbho Dakshay Vishnu. And that the different demigods. So, how this universe is created out of the body of Garbho Dakshay Vishnu. All the elements are coming from him. So then we can always ask a question. That the Bhagavatam, the Shastras, and very core to the Shastra, very central to the Shastra is that God is a person. God is a spiritual person. He's a person with a Sachidananda body, spiritual body, not a body like us. Our body grows, our body, goes down, it dwindles, it gets diseases. But why that happens to our body? Because there's a spirit behind it, right? So that's why it grows, and all these things are there. Anything which has a spirit behind it moves, grows, and has all its activities. Or else it'll go back to its raw form of earth, water, air, fire. So how a God who's a person, a spiritual person, can have material energies emanating from him? We say Janmadi Asya Yata. You would have heard that in the first canto yesterday. So firstly, we should understand that the creation, he has created all these universes, is not an illusion. It is a fact. It is real. It is temporary. Accepting all these things in material world as permanent is Maya. We accept that they are real, but we do not accept their permanent. We accept that they are real, but they're temporary. Okay, so this world of matter that you're seeing has emanated from the Supreme Lord, and it is not temporary. So one may argue, if the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you said, is completely spiritual, he's a spiritual person, how is it possible for him to be the origin of creation and have within himself both material and spiritual energies? So how can a spiritual person have material energy? To answer this, our acharyas quote a mantra from the Taittiriya Upanishad. Yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat paryanti avisham vishanti. So this mantra confirms the entire cosmic manifestation emanates from the absolute truth, rests upon the absolute truth, and after annihilation again re-enters the body of the absolute truth. So why do we need material energy coming out of him? Because he has created this material world, and the whole creation is maintained by the performance of sacrifice. Maintained by the performance of sacrifice. So it is not maintained. The world is not maintained by industries. The world is not maintained by factories. The world is maintained on the basis of karma. Karma means work, but not our shastric thing is karma means shastra vihita karma, prescribed duty. Our word we use is prescribed duty. Where is it prescribed? In the scripture. Shastra vihita karma. That is sacrifice. Yajna. Only that maintains the universe. If you go to industries, that does not maintain, because industries does not provide water. Sacrifice provides rain. Without rain, we cannot sustain. We cannot live. If there's a shortage of rain, if in India there is no monsoon season 1 year, half the population will suffer, or most of the population will suffer. We are so heavily dependent on rain. We are not heavily dependent on paychecks as much as we are dependent on rain. We are more dependent on rain than your salaries. Without rain, you don't get food, you don't get fertile land, you cannot commute, nothing. So the world is maintained by the performance of sacrifice. And this is also given in the Bhagavad Gita. Sahayagna praja srishtva purovacha prajapati anena prasavishyadvam yeshavo astu ishta kamatu. I have given the process of yagna. Sacrifice is a very simple word to understand. If now you are sacrificing 1 hour to listen to Bhagavatam, that is a sacrifice you're making for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. Yagnarthat karmanantya lokoyam karma bandha. So whatever you do, that yagna, if it's for the, whatever you do, the time sacrifice, money sacrifice, if it is for Vishnu, then that is real sacrifice. If you sacrifice your time to perform papa karma, sinful activity, then that is not considered sacrifice. That is papa karma. So real sacrifices, I'm sacrificing time, energy, money, whatever it be. My property, whatever, for Vishnu's pleasure, then that is a form of sacrifice. And then what did the next verse say? It says, Devan bhavayatanena, te devan bhavayantaha, parasparam bhavayantaha. So just by the process of this parasparam bhavayanta, shreya param avapsyata. So by this devan bhavayatanena, there's a paraspara. You do sacrifice, the devatas being happy are my agents for certain activities in this universe. And actually the devatas, the demigods, they're all the various limbs. It comes in the Purusha Shukta, which is in the second canto itself. For example, Indra is his arms. Chandrama Manaso Jatraha. Chandra came out of his Manas. So all these concepts are very beautiful. That's why, soft topic. That's why if you see, I've said this other times, Chandrama Manaso Jata, the Chandra actually represents Manas. If you're familiar even with Jyotisha, they see Chandra for how strong your Manas is. And our calendar is also based on lunar calendar, moon calendar. And if someone's moon, they're a little crazy, they're called lunatic because it is connected to the moon. In Chandrama Manaso Jata. Sun is compared, sun and moon are also compared to his eyes. So all these devatas are the various representatives and agents of the Supreme Lord. The Purusha, especially this Garbhodakshay Vishnu I've been talking about, the Purusha. So Paraspara Bhavayanta. So by Paraspara, mutual cooperation, you're going to get the highest benefit. Prosperity, what benefit? Material benefit. Rain, whatever the stuff you require for Ishta Kamoduk, for your maintenance, all these things will be provided by the process of sacrifice. All natural, not like plastics and all this that we is manufactured. So the performance of sacrifice, the world runs. The material world runs on the basis. Okay, so this is Vedic way of civilized work. So civilized work means sacrifice. So in the beginning, so I told you these 14 planetary systems are formed. They've come out of the Nabhi of Vishnu up to Satyaloka. What should we first do? When there is a apartment or a building tower made, everything is empty. What are they going to do? Some form of Graha Pravesh, sacrifice, right? That's the same thing the Devatas did. They all are what did they do? The first sacrifice that they did is Purusha Shukta. So in the beginning, someone had to start performing sacrifice to start the whole show. And the demigods, the Devatas, they were created from Mahavishnu. Even though they were created from Mahavishnu, they are not Mahavishnu. He is the Adi Purusha. Krishna is the Adi Purusha. We are not the Adi Purushas. We are smaller Purushas. So we are inconceivably one and different. Just like I came out from my mother. So in terms of the elements of my body and her body is one. Her body is also made of bones, flesh, matter, which is all earth, water. And my body is also made the same. So by quality of the material elements, me and my mother are same. My body is flesh, blood, everything, which is made of earth. So hers is also the same. But she's a different person. I'm a different person. So, okay, that way. So spiritually, Vishnu, and then these devatas, they emanated from him to perform their respective duties. So they came out from the limbs of Vishnu. And these demigods are actually positions. They are not forever. Indra is a position. After this age, another Indra will come and take over. Indra means king of Swargaloka. Another Indra will become king of Swargaloka. So all these positions manifested out of Mahavishnu. The Garbhodakshay Vishnu. So they have to perform sacrifice. Now, where are they going to get all the ingredients? Cow is not formed yet to get ghee. All the samita, all the samits, all the different things that are required to perform the yajna is not yet available. So they take it from Vishnu. And that is, they had to take from Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And that is what the Purusha Shukta is defining, how the demigods perform the first sacrifice using the parts of Purusha. Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And that meditation on that Purusha and that universal form and all the different parts of this universe and the different limbs of his body, that meditation on that aspect of God, Purusha Vishnu, is described by Shukadev Goswami in the first chapter of the second canto. And it is definitely a Rigvedic topic. Purusha Shukta is also covered in Yajurveda. But you take those Vedas, you will not understand. Meditation on that super soul, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, who is the super soul of this whole universe. This universe. All the collective universes, Paramatma is Mahavishnu. Each universe Paramatma is Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And each living entity like me and you, Paramatma for us is Kshirodakshay Vishnu, who is living in Kshira Sagara Vaikunta within this world. Okay, so then he moves on to the second chapter. He starts describing about the meditation of the super soul inside your body, my body. That is another Paramatma, Vishnu Stutrini Rupani. That is Vishnu number 3, who is also known as Kshirodakshay Vishnu. And he's in the Kshira Sagara, also known as Shweta Dvipa. You might have seen many photos or videos also as well. Whenever there was a big problem from Kamsa, whenever there was a big problem from different asuras, demons, all the devatas, including Indra, would go to Brahma and they go and stand like this in a beach. And that beach is the milk ocean, Kshira Sagara, where Vishnu is residing on the Kshira ocean. So that Vishnu is the Paramatma in each and every one of us. And meditation on that super soul inside our own body is taught to yogis. They do all these different kinds of exercise yoga to meditate on that Paramatma. And especially, where is it given? It is especially given in the Upanishads, how to meditate on the super soul. Super soul means the Paramatma in the heart. Again, a Vedic topic. Upanishad topic. Okay. And then the third chapter talks about Devata worship. Shukadeva Goswami goes into Devata worship, which is also another Vedic topic. If you see, Rig Veda is all about various Devatas. Indra, Soma, Surya, Varuna, etc. So many Devatas it is given without any Taratamya, without any hierarchy. It's there, but not in a very easy way to understand. Because I said already, this is not an easy, this is Rajavidya, Rajagohya. The king of knowledge is very confidential. It's not made, just open a book. Oh, okay, I got it. So this Upasana, all the Devatas worship, it is given in the Rig Veda. And that is explained, clarified very clearly in the Vedanta Sutras, or also known as the Brahma Sutras. Vedanta Sutra and Brahma Sutras. But Vedanta Sutra is also a very difficult explanation. Everything is in a code sutra form. But the second canto, but the Srimad Bhagavatam, as a commentary on the Vedanta Sutra, Artoyam Brahma Sutrana, as a commentary on the Brahma Sutras, and the highest scripture explains how to understand the glorification of the various Devatas and what is the real position of Devatas in relation to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is given in the third chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto. How to understand Devata worship. What is the position of the Devatas in relation to the Supreme? Why? Because the Srimad Bhagavatam is a commentary on the Vedanta Sutra, which also clarifies these positions. And in Kali Yuga, we are Manda Sumanda Matayo, Manda Bhagya. We do not have much time to understand all those great subject matters. We do not have much brains to understand all these subject matters. That is easily given. As you have heard yesterday, Narada chastised Vyasadeva. You've given so many things. Please make this subject matter much more easier by describing the Leelas of Krishna, and the whole Srimad Bhagavata Purana was revised. And then in the fourth chapter, Parikshit Maharaj is asking some questions about how does the Purusha, see, a lot of topic about Purusha, Vishnu, create the universe. And then Shukadeva Goswami answers him in the fourth chapter. So how does the Lord create the universe? So he is going to talk to him. So the whole creation. See, remember, the Bhagavatam has 10 topics. Any Mahapurana, any great Purana is supposed to cover 10 topics, which is Sarga, Visarga, Sthana, Poshana, Uti, Manvantara, Ishanukatha, Nirodha, Mukti, Ashraya. And the Ashraya is shelter. Shelter is 10th canto especially. Even though Ashraya Tattva, the Ashraya, the philosophy of taking shelter of the Supreme Lord is there in all cantos. All these things are there in all cantos. Some have excess, some have little. So especially in the first two cantos, Sarga and Visarga is discussed. What is Sarga? Sarga means the first creation by Vishnu. Vishnu was the person who first created all these Brahmandas. And within each and every Brahmanda, he manifested a lotus stem. From there, Brahma came. And then he gave all the 5 objects of 5 elements: earth, water, air, fire, ether, or air. Earth, water, air, fire, space. Then the 5 objects of sense perception. The 10 senses: sound, touch, all these things, sense perception. The 10 senses: eyes, nose, tongue, skin, all these different things, Then the mind, manas, then the intelligence, the ahankara, and the total energy. So this was first, as we saw, came out of Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Everything rested was with him. And then Visarga, the secondary creation, or the work of Brahma in producing the moving and unmoving bodies in the universe. So Brahma took the secondary creator position. And also, when Vishnu first created all these universes, there is different kinds of destruction, pralayas. Daily we are going through a pralaya, right? Daily some cells are getting destroyed in my body. Daily my body, which was there last week, has changed by 2 weeks. What was there 3 years back, that body is not there anymore. So that's a nitya pralaya. So like that, there are different kinds of pralaya. And at the end of, I think a manvantara, or after a certain time, a small devastation happens, where some of the planets up to Swargaloka are submerged in water. And then Brahma creates those planets again after that. So that's why he also takes on a position of secondary creator, Visarga. So he talks about, first, it's a general question. It's an inquisitive question. Anyone who comes to this world asks these questions. Even a child will ask, how did this house come? How was this house created? How was the city of Bangalore? What was the first name? I'm in Bangalore. So, Bendakalur, Bharata Desha, Bharata became India, India became British, changed the name. So we all go into history of how certain things evolved. That's the same question Parikshit is asking. It is natural. We ask because we are in this realm and we are related to this thing. So Parikshit Maharaj is asking in terms of his understanding. So he is asking the question, how does the Purusha create the universe? And Shukadev Goswami then answers him in the 4th chapter. But before answering, he first offers his prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the form of the Purusha, creator. And so those prayers, Stuti, is given in the 4th chapter of the 2nd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Then in the next 3 chapters, in order to answer Parikshit Maharaj, he starts telling an earlier conversation. So Shukadev Goswami is also following, he's not saying, I think it's like this. No, there is no thing. He is telling a conversation which Narada had with his father Brahma. So Narada had with his father Brahma, and Brahma got transcendental knowledge from Vishnu. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. Adi Kavaye, you must have heard this yesterday. He received. So anyway, so he got that instruction from Vishnu, which we will see later in today's discussion. So Shukadev Goswami talks about an earlier conversation about the same question when Narada Muni went to Brahma and asked him about creation. So Narada and Brahma are talking in the 5th chapter about the creation from the Purusha. And then the 6th chapter, Srila Prabhupada titles it as Purusha Shukta confirmed. So as I was discussing the Purusha Shukta, it is confirmed in the 2nd canto of the Bhagavatam, and our previous acharyas have given a verse-by-verse comparison of Sahasra Shirsha, Purushaha, Sahasraksha, Sahasrapa, all those, comparing it to the 2nd canto, this chapter. Which verse corresponds to which verse? And that has been given by our previous acharyas, especially Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is one of the great acharyas in our sampradaya. He is one of the preceptors, the teachers in this sampradaya, and he has given that beautiful analysis. And I already spoke about Purusha Sukta. So that is covered in this 6th chapter, which is a commentary of the Purusha Sukta. And then what happens in the 7th chapter? He graduates to the topic of, he's talking about creation, Purusha, Avatar, 7 chapters, almost 6 chapters he's taught. From the topic of creation, from Garbhodakshai Vishnu, now to how the Lord appears in his different pastime incarnation. Pastime incarnation means Leela avatars. So Supreme Lord, avatara means he comes down. Avatarisita, he came down. Not like he changed his body. He's always existing in his body. He comes down. He tells Arjuna in the 4th chapter, I have never changed my body. So I remember everything, but you don't. Why we don't? Because we kept changing bodies. And we kept changing bodies. Why? Because we are coming down because of we are taking birth and birth again because of our karma. And if we don't want to take puna api ajaram, maranam puna api jananam, then take to Srimad Bhagavatam. Because janma karma chame divyam evam yoveti tatvataha. It says learning about janma karma evam yoveti tatvataha philosophically as given in the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Tyakva deham punarjanma, after giving up this deha, punarjanma na iti. Arjuna, he's telling in that verse. So we have to understand the subject matter philosophically. It should not be understood like some Amar Chitra Katha story or comics. No, it has to be understood philosophically, as Krishna himself is telling in the Bhagavad Gita. And so that's why he performs all these leelas so that we have the Bhagavatam, so that we have these pastimes for me and you to discuss. And just by discussing these pastimes, we get Manas Shuddhi, we get Chit Shuddhi, we get purified. Purified of what? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. All these different anarthas, all these different bad qualities that are sitting in our heart for many, many, many ages. So he talks about all the major incarnations, how this is all connected together, and the process of pure devotional service. We understand through this chapter. And then he goes on to the 8th and 9th chapter of the Bhagavatam, where he talks about, he puts forward various questions. Parikshit Maharaj asks various questions. How does one get a material body? What are the spiritual and what are material and spiritual forms? How did the universe get created? What are the different energies? How do these energies work together? So, and all these questions. But mainly, we come to a point in the 9th chapter when he's asking all these questions. Shukadev Goswami talks about what we call the Chatushloki Bhagavata. The 4 shlokas. These 4 shlokas are the first 4 shlokas that was revealed to Brahma. So Bhagavatam, in cosmic time, remember everything is eternal. There is no time in the spiritual world. So I'm just using the word cosmic time. For our own understanding, was the first scripture that was revealed in this universe to Brahma. So the Bhagavatam always existed. We can never say the Bhagavatam never existed. It was written later. There were 7. No, the first thing itself that was revealed was the Chatushloki Bhagavatam. The 4 shlokas of Bhagavatam was revealed by who? By Vishnu to Brahma. When Brahma does his meditation, you will learn later that when Brahma was created, the whole world was dark. He was asked to meditate. By the word, he heard tapa, tapa, tapa. And when he meditated, to him the Chatushloki was revealed. Adi Kavaye, again, Janmadhyasya in that verse. Adi Kavaye, it was revealed to him. The first 4 shlokas of the Bhagavatam, which I want to see quickly in our set and conclude this session today. Aham eva sameva gre, nanyad yad asat param, paschad aham yade tacha, yo vashishyeta so asmi aham. Brahma, here I'm reading the translation. It is I, the personality of Godhead, who was existing before creation, when there was nothing but myself. Oh, nice. Okay, we have those verses. When there was nothing but myself, nor was there the material nature, the cause of this creation. That which you see now is also I, the personality of Godhead. And after annihilation, what remains also will be I, the personality of God. So I'm going to just quote some shlokas here. There's a very famous shloka in the Aitreya Upanishad. Atma va idam agra asi. The Supreme Person, Krishna, existed even before creation. Great acharyas, even like Shankaracharya, have said, Narayana paro avyakta. Narayana is above the unmanifested. Avyakta. Manifest or unmanifest, above, he's before. Okay, and then even one more famous shloka, Eko Narayanam asi, nacha Shankara, nacha Brahma. Even before Shankara and Brahma existed Vishnu. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita also, everything emanated from me, aham sarvasya prabhu. And then he also very famously says, matta parataram na anyat kinchit asti dhananjaya. Above me, Krishna is telling Arjuna, there is nothing above me. Oh, maybe Brahman is above Krishna. No, it is or less below Krishna. Why? He himself has said nothing is above him. Why should we speculate? He himself has directly said, matta parataram na anyat kinchit asti. Oh, maybe this Devata is higher than Krishna. No, nobody is higher than Krishna. He is the highest. He is himself giving. Shukadeva Goswami is saying. All the great acharyas are saying. So why should we speculate? It is wonderfully confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavata. All the Vedic misconceptions are clarified in the Srimad Bhagavata. So we should take advantage of it and learn that. So that is the first shloka that was revealed to Brahma. That before even you existed, Brahma, before I even gave birth to you from my lotus navi, I existed. What we say is the Brahman is also an emanation from me. Parabrahman is Vishnu. And then we say, Brahmano hi pratishta aham, that the Brahman is emanating from him. Just like from the sun, the sunlight emanates. Like that, there is Mr. Sun inside the sun planet. And then there is the sun planet. And then emanating from the sun is the light. Or you take a bulb. From the bulb emanates light. And inside the bulb, and then there's the bulb glass around. And then inside that, there's the filament and all that. So, like that, there are different phases to it. So, he's saying, I existed. I existed as I am a person. God is a person. He existed in his Vaikuntha Dhamma. He has a place he stayed in. Okay, that's Sankshepa, that one. And then here it is also said, this is the Sambandha Tattva. Shastra should always be seen in relation to Sambandha, Abhidheya, Prayojan. Sambandha is, what is my relationship to the entire manifestation that is there? So, that is the first thing. So, next shloka he goes. You can go back to the slide there. Next shloka, Prute artham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tadvidyad atmano mayam yata bhaso yata tamaha. O Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without relationship to me, it has no reality. No, it is my illusory energy. That reflection which appears to be in darkness. Actually, anything has no value if there is no spirit behind it. Right? This body has value. If someone looks very beautiful, someone looks very handsome, it is because of the function of the spirit soul inside that body. If there is no spirit soul, will you ever get attracted to a dead body? Right? Will you ever get attracted to anything which is dead? No. Even if a mango tree is beautiful, a jackfruit, whatever tree is beautiful, because it has spirit in it, right? If it is dead, it's of no use. Even a car, if it cannot work with the petrol, the spirit that you put inside, the old junk cars, if you see they don't move, it's no value. So anything that has to have value, first of all, has to have connection with the Supreme Lord. Everything. You do any homa, any yagna also has to have connection with the Supreme Lord, as I said before. or else there is no value, or else there is no existence at all. As I said, this whole world is real because it's a manifestation of Supreme Lord. That which is not there is considered illusion. For example, mirage. When you're traveling on a hot day, very far, what do you see? A mirage. It looks like there is water for an animal or something, but it is not there. So that is illusion. But everything is a reflection of the reality in the mode of tamoguna here. Okay, so that's that one. And then let's go to the next sloka. Yata mahanti bhutani bhuteshu cha svacheshu anu pravishtani apravishtani tatateshu nateshaham. O Brahma, please know that the universal elements enter into the cosmos and at the same time do not enter into the cosmos. Similarly, I myself also exist within everything created. And at the same time, I am outside of everything. Very nice, right? It's very complicatedly put, but our Prabhupada gave a wonderful example. Very easy to understand this. Just think of this example. The head of the police department, or the head police of the famous Tihar jail in Delhi in India. They're all inside the jail also. So they're existing within the jail, and then they come out and go home, or they go to their police station for a meeting. So they're staying inside also as required, and they come out also. But they are not imprisoned in jail. Are they? They're not criminals. So when Vishnu comes to this world, he's not a criminal. He's not conditioned like us. When he has to go out, he goes. When he has to come in, he comes. So he's existing, but not conditioned like us as a spiritual form. Now he's existing in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. He's existing in the form of Harinama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this Maha Mantra is non-different from Krishna himself, because Krishna is he's absolute. His name, his form, his activities, they're all non-different from him. When we are discussing the Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna is present when we do it sincerely. So he exists inside, inside everything. Andantara Paraman, he exists even within an atom. We say the smallest thing in us is an atom, but he's existing inside that also. So see, he's more, the scientists can go to the atom, but they cannot go further inside the atom. There, Vishnu says, I am there, even inside that. So he's existing everywhere and outside as well. And then lastly, etavad eva jignasam tattva jignasutatmanaha sunatmanaha anvayavati rekha bham yatsya sarvatra sarvada. A person who's searching out of the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, most certainly search for it up to this in all circumstances, in all space and time, and both directly and indirectly. So by the process of these different yoga systems that Shukadeva Goswami gave in the beginning, you see a mountain, you think of his bones. You see a tree, you think of his hair. These are all indirect processes to slowly bring one to the platform of Vishnu consciousness, the consciousness of Supreme Lord. Whereas the direct process is Hare Krishna, we're directly connecting with him. Our Prabhupada gave a wonderful example. If you want to connect to a radio station to understand a subject matter, let's say news, you have to tune into that FM radio station, 92, 93, whatever the radio station is. If you tune into 93, whatever you're looking for, you'll get. Similarly, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is tuning you into that radio station which is emanating from Vaikuntha. Golokera Premadan Harinam Sankirtan. So that is the direct process. So how can we tune ourselves? That is Abhideya. So understanding the sadhana is the process of bhakti. And slowly, Shukadeva Goswami reveals in the Bhagavatam, even in this canto, that what is that? He said in the first chapter itself, that Ishvaro Harihi Shrotavyas, we have to hear about Hari. We have to Ante Narayana Smriti. He's already told us the supreme goal. and all these. And he spoke about the Purusha, the creator, how he creates, how the Purusha Shukta happened, how the first sacrifice happened in this world. This is history. Usually when you buy a house, today when you buy a house, you get a sale deed. You get the sale deed from the creation of the land almost. It's like that, The sale deeds are this big. Why? From when the municipality or the corporation formed the plot, the land, they'll have a paper. They gave it to someone, allotted to someone. That person sold it to someone. That person sold it to someone. So it's like a full history just for a small piece of land. So imagine when the whole planetary universe was created, the first sacrifice form, everything is given in Srimad Bhagavatam. And that subject matter purifies us and takes us back to our eternal constitutional position, that how we are related to the Supreme Lord, what is our duty, and how to practice bhakti. Okay, so I will conclude my session here. If any questions, anything I can answer, I'd be happy to discuss. Okay, so how do we do this? Someone raise their hand. Can they unmute on their own?
Yes,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. This is Anuradha.
Anuradha.
Prabhuji, you said Krishna is Adipurusha, and then you said Mahavishnu and Garbhodaka Vishnu, Shidodaka Vishnu, not. So Krishna and Mahavishnu are one and the same.
Yeah, they're all Vishnu Tattva. Krishna, for this, how a nice example that Srila Prabhupada gave actually. When the president of America is at his home, he's not going to be in a suit. He's going to be in his shorts, and he's going to be like, happy with his family, enjoying playing. And when he goes to office, he's going to put suit, boot, and go. So like that, when Krishna is in Vaikuntha, he's going to be like that president at home. And when he goes to office, he takes the form of Vishnu. So that's the relation there. So it is Krishna in the form of going there to create. So it is him. All these expansions, they're all expansions of Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhu, you told one sloka in the beginning where you compared it to Vedas, Puranas, and Upanishads. The very beginning. Can you just tell that again, Prabhu?
Which sloka, Mataji? Atoyam Brahma Sutranam, that one, or I told one shloka where I compared the Vedas.
Yes, and Puranas and Upanishads to something.
Artoyam Brahma Sutranam Bharatartha Vinirtaya Gayatri Bhashya Ruposo Vedartha Paribrimitaha. That is one shloka which compares all the Artoyam Brahma Sutranam Vedartha Paribrimitaha. That one. Bharatata Mahabharata Gayatri Bhashya. It's a Gayatri Bhashya. They are all. That is the shloka which relates to the Bhagavata Purana.
Okay, Prabhu. But in that you said Veda is compared to what, Prabhu, and Puranas too?
See, Purana, the Bhagavata Purana is the essence of the Vedas.
Yes.
And I just showed you how few of the chapters are definite, are a Rigvedic topic, Upanishad topic, Rigvedic topic, and all those things. How the Bhagavatam is also a Shruti is given. I can give you that shloka also. Actually, in the Chandogya Upanishad, it says the Bhagavatam is the fifth Upanishad. Katham va Pandave yasya. This is in the Bhagavatam itself. Rajarsher Munina saha samvada samhabhutata yatra isha satvati shrutihi. The satvata shruti. There are a lot of pramanas, Mataji, for that. We can discuss later on that.
Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
So someone raised their hand. How to unmute them? I don't know.
Jyoti Mataji, I guess.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I have two questions. First question is, you told about the Vishnu the forms and everything. So I want to know there is in the south there is a temple like Ranganath Swami Ji. So who is that form of Vishnu? And the Padmanabha Mandir is also there.
Yeah, Padmanabha Mandir, that is Garbhodakshay Vishnu there in Thiruvananthapuram. Ranganath temple, that is, I've heard it before. Someone else can also join me. Gaurchandra Gopinath, do you know? I think it is, I just can't confirm.
What was the question? What was the question?
Ranganath deity in Sri Rangam, what Vishnu is that? Is that Vishnu or, you know?
So I think Ranganath has this Nabi from Brahma comes, then it is Garbhodakshay Vishnu.
Yeah, that is in Thiruvananthapuram, the Sri Rangam one.
Sri Rangam also has that, Prabhu.
If it has, then it's Garbhodakshay Vishnu. I thought it was anyway. We'll check, Mataji.
So this Vishnu, especially in Sri Rangam, it was Brahma who is originally worshipped in his abode. And when the Rama's forefathers, they requested, "Oh Brahma, can you give us? We want." Ikshvaku has requested.
Yeah,
then
it came from there.
Came from there to the Rama, and Rama was worshipping in Ayodhya. Then later Vibhishana wants to take to Sri Lanka, then it was installed. So
yeah, it came in the Surya Vamsha, but which Vishnu is it? We'll check.
If Brahma is there, because I remember the Brahma is there, or I'm not sure.
Brahma will not be there, I think, Prabhu.
Yeah, then he is not Garbhodakshay Vishnu. But this is the origin of this deity. He has come directly from Brahma Loka, where he was worshipped.
Yeah, he was given in the Surya Vamsha. We'll check, Mataji. We'll check back and get back. Next 2-3 sessions, we'll get back.
I have second question. My second question is, there is a definition of absolute truth, right? So there is Brahmeti, Paramateti, and Bhagwaneti. So how we'll understand that in the chanting? How we will realize the Brahmaneti, Paramatmeti, and the Bhagwaneti in our chanting? Because if Bhagavatam is Krishna, then in chanting also we should experience or get realization of this understanding, right?
So we will not get it in day one. It takes time, Mataji. So this Hare Krishna mantra is a medicine. So just like we have a very nice story, example, is very famous in our Iskcon. Just like a person who has jaundice, for them the sweetest rasgulla, jamun, sugar, all these delicious items. But a person who has jaundice will find these sweets to be extremely horrible. But that is the only cure. But as you keep eating those sweet candies or whatever, slowly the jaundice will get healed and they will find that item delicious. Similarly, right now our body is diseased and Hare Krishna mantra is like the sweet item. As we keep chanting, then the sweetness of that Hare Krishna mantra, the Bhagavatam, will be experienced more and more. So we will understand that. So
you mean to say that pure devotee have realized all these, the 3 aspects of absolute truth?
A pure devotee?
Will those pure devotees are experienced or have realized all these 3 aspects of absolute truth?
Yeah, they will realize. The great acharyas, Vaishnava acharyas, they have realized all the phases of these things, and their intention is not even to. Their intention is to serve Krishna more than in the Bhagavan form, or whatever service Krishna gives in whichever form. If they are made to go even to another planet, they will go to serve Krishna. So yeah, they realize all this. Even our Srila Prabhupada said, like in Rath Yatra in New York, he said, Narada Muni has come to see our Rath Yatra. Narada has come. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena, when our eyes are smeared with the ointment of love of Krishna, all these things we can easily see. Even great acharyas could see. You see in read Mahabharata, Vidura could see. Vishnu, Krishna showed his form when Duryodhana was arguing with him. That time all the great Bhishma could see, the Dronacharya could see, whereas some of the materialists like Duryodhana could not see. So it's there.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat
Hare.
pranam to you.
Okay.
Thank you for answering me. Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Hare.
Anybody else has some question?
Anyone not
If
having
not,
Srimad Bhagavatam? I request you all to please consider getting a copy of Srimad Bhagavatam. It's extremely valuable. It will save you from the miseries of this life. If not today, at least tomorrow. As you know, paper costs, printing costs are increasing, and we have no intention of, we are only trying to cover all that. So never think I'll take it later. Now is the time. Parikshit Maharaj also, we never know when our time will come. The most amazing thing Yudhishthir Maharaj told Yaksha is ahani bhutani gachanti Yamalaya. Everyone sees other person going to Yamalaya or dying or different things, but they live as though it never comes to them. So we should not live like that. Get a copy today. Just by getting a copy, our greatest process of bhakti or path back to attain the purpose of life, it's started. So please, I request you, please take a copy if you don't have. It's for your own hita, your own benefit. Krishna performed all these leelas, not for him, for us, for our purification, for our benefit. So I kindly request, please take a copy. If you have one copy, please take another copy. Actually, in my house, we have 2 copies. So that I can read one, my wife can read one. So we don't have to share the second canto and, or third canto. So if you have a copy, please, I request you take another canto copy.
Bro, I have 3. My mom reads in Tamil. My wife reads in Kannada. I read it in English.
We have 2 English at home. And you will never regret it. You will never regret it. Trust me. You just spend 15 minutes every day. You will never regret the thing. We all have money to buy 60 lakhs apartments, 1 crore house, 10 lakhs car, 5 lakhs car. What is few thousand rupees? Please take a copy.
Anyone else, any other question? We have a couple of announcements as well. And also, I just want to quickly share some glories of Bhagavatam. Before that, one request is that Prabhu, you can just put the poll at 31st Thursday, that is day after tomorrow. It's Balram Jayanti. Hopefully, everyone is fine with the same timings. We don't want to change the timing. But in case somebody is going to the temple, you want to delay by half an hour, we are happy to do that. Quickly, can you poll it saying that what is your preference? The majority wins. And this is not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and we will confirm. This is not final. We're just taking your opinion. The majority wins. It looks like the regular time would be the most appropriate. Some of you may have to the temple, you might join late, that's fine. But I think we would go with the regular time. Okay, anyone else? Last thought? I think thank you very much. Any other questions? We can use Prabhu's valuable time here. Just quick, I was reading this today about the prayers to Bhagavatam. So it's a wonderful prayers by Krishna Leela Astava in that Sanatana Goswami prayers. So I just read this shloka, it is wonderful. Then I will talk about one small story and my personal experience. Some of you think that, oh, having Bhagavatam, giving to others, you might feel shy or you might find it difficult. Oh, how do I give this so much volume? And Prabhu is talking about Purusha Shukta and so much knowledge is there. No, why should I give it? Or you might, after hearing this, you might change your mind. So this goes like this. There are a lot of shlokas, but I would just start with this wonderful shloka. Matyeka bandho mat sangen mat guru man mahadana man nishtaraka mat bhakya mat ananda namostute. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O my only friend, O my companion, O my teacher, O my great wealth, you are deliverer, O good my fortune. O my bliss, I offer respectable obeisances to you. So this reminds me a story. You want me to tell a story? Type yes in the chat box if you all want to hear this wonderful story. It will not take more than 2-3 minutes. I will end by 9:30. But if you want to hear the story, wonderful story, I will tell you. And also, I'm going to tell you the secret. What I need is you just need your 1 minute of your time. If you give 1 minute of your time, this is the magic every time I do. Whenever I want to do a book distribution, I do this 1 minute, 1 minute activity that doesn't require any of your money, any of your effort. You just need to do this 1 minute activity. If you're all ready to do that, I'll tell you the secret. How many want to know the secret? How many want to know the secret of Bhagavatam, how to give this Bhagavatam to others? If you tell, then I'll tell the story and as well as the secret. Okay, so there is a king who had 4 wives. This king, very opulent, everything was well in the country. And this person was having these 4 wives. The first wife, the last wife rather, was very, very, affectionate to him. He was having a lot of affection. He would buy the best cloth anybody gives. He would buy the best ornament. He would give the best food. He loves her so much, like that. He would spend most of the time with her. The third wife being most beautiful wife, and he would go around the city, village, and the other countries and show all the kings, see, look how beautiful my wife is. The second wife is the very, very intelligent person. She would solve all the problem in the entire kingdom. He would never would bother. He would just tell his second wife to manage all the affairs of the country. But the first wife, unfortunately, forgot. After marriage, he forgot where she is. He forgot. But it's not, well, this is not the story. Every one of us have these 4 wives in our day life, and we deal with them every day to day, our life. So the fourth wife, who is the fourth wife? Who is the fourth wife? Whom he loved most, right? Who gave everything to her. So that's our body. Isn't it not? We take care of our body very nicely. We small problem, we go to the doctor. They would write, sorry, I'm not, with due respect to all the doctors here, they would write a prescription. Oh, take that test, take this test. We don't mind even spending 1,000, 2,000 rupees for small cold. We go and take all the x-rays, ensure that there's nothing happens, right? Oh, what if something goes wrong? We spend thousands of money, we never bother, we never question. But we want to have Srimad Bhagavatam. We think twice. Oh, should I invest 8,500, or it's too much, or there will be any discount and things like that. But for this God, we never bothered. Anything like, if you want to go, travel, we would ensure that we go on the comfortable. We want to buy a bike, even though it is another 50,000 more, we would buy a good house. Prabhu was telling people we would spend, oh, let's buy a little expensive marble. One time we are building it. But we never think twice for that, but we think twice, thrice, 400 times to take Bhagavatam, right? The third wife was so beautiful, and that is nothing but our wealth, properties, which is showcased to others, right? And he got a very terminal disease, and he called all his ministers. He said, please tell me, I'm terminal disease, I'm going to die. What should I do? The doctor tried everything. They said, your time has come, you have to die. Then he was thinking, so many days I was with these 3 wives, and I need to go alone. Then he called his 4th wife. Will you come with me? I've taken care of you so much. Will the body come with you at the time of death? Will it come? No, right? Your third wife, which is your wealth and properties, will it come with you? No. The second wife, who is the second wife? I didn't tell you who is the second wife. She is the intelligent minister. Who are the second wife? Represents. It represents your family, friends. Can they come with you? No. But one person can come with you, your first wife. Who is that?
God.
Huh?
God.
No. It is within you.
Soul.
Yeah, Atma.
Soul.
So for Mukti, you tell me one process or tell me one Grantha. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, the entire Vedas, right? There are so much Vedas. Shruti, Prabhu talked about Smriti, Vedangas, Samhitas, Brahmanas, Upanishad, everything is there, right? In Vedas, all the Artha Shastra, how to do medicine, Ayurvedic, all the knowledge is there. Everything goes off. There's no problem. but one Srimad Bhagavatam is there. That is sufficient. Why? Which Bhagavata Purana talks about the mukti of Gajendra? Gajendra mukti is talked about where? In Bhagavatam. Yes, Ajamela's mukti is talked about where? Here, right? And Dhruva Maharaj's mukti is talked about where? In this Purana. Dundubi, the Mahatmya, you see that Gokarna's mukti, where it is talked about, it's talked about here. See, the love of Godhead, the bhakti, the prayojana part we saw today, Prabhu was talked about Sambandha Abhidaya Prayojana, the prayojana of our life. Any Vedas, the essence of the Vedas is in the Chatur Shloki. Today we saw Sambandha Abhidaya Prayojana. Prayojana is to develop love of Godhead. You tell me one book which talks about pure devotional service, which can take you to Godhead, back to Godhead. This is the only grantha it can take. Why we are thinking 1,000 times, should I have it or not? You tell me any other process. I do by meditation, Ashtanga Yoga, I'll go back to Godhead, or by reading some other novel book, daily reading newspaper, I'll go back to Godhead. If you believe that, you can do that. But Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam is the only solution. And Vedavyas wrote, after writing everything, contemplating, then finally he's not happy. Then he wrote this Srimad Bhagavatam. Why should we even think twice? So I'll tell you one more story, which happened in my life. And I used to distribute Bhagavatam, but I stopped it because so much hectic work in the office. Most of you tell, Prabhu, we don't have time. Prabhu, I don't have knowledge. I know how to do. You might tell so many questions. I will answer you all of them in one shot. And this happened to me in my life. Then I said, no, I'm not for it. I can't sell it. Probably somebody is capable, pure devotee, they will do it. I'm not capable enough. All those things was going on. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. My manager called up saying there is urgent work, 10 o'clock, you have to finish it. I thought morning I'll get up Mangalarti and do chanting, but he gave this task. So I was busy working, 9:30, it was almost, I was exhausted. 10 o'clock is the client meeting. So he said, at least you have half an hour time to go and freshen up and come back. So I was going, enter into the bathroom, then call came. There was one senior Mataji who loved to distribute books. I don't want to name her. So, but she called me up and she said, Prabhu, why you are stopped doing book distribution? Why you're not doing Srimad Bhagavatam? And she started talking about Srimad Bhagavatam. My mind is all in office. 15 minutes I have, that's all I have. So I put it in the speaker phone. I don't want to cut the call. Then I started brushing and taking bath. So after that, she told, Prabhu, you have to distribute one Bhagavatam today. I don't know how you do it. I had only 15 minutes. I know in my entire day going to be completely busy. So I did this one secret. Do you all want to know what is a secret? And I did the Srimad Bhagavatam distribution on the day. How many of you want to know? How many of you want to know the secret? If you say yes, then I will tell. Otherwise, I will not tell. Please
Yes,
type.
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
And you all will do that. You all do with me. Then what I did, that small secret, what I did, immediately I was taking prasadam. My brother called up from Chennai. He said, Prabhu, brother, my called up. He said, I'm busy. You tell me quickly, what is that you want to talk? He said, there is one Mataji, one Prabhu in Bangalore wants to have Srimad Bhagavatam. He called up Chennai, but all the way I have to send, why don't you distribute it? I said, okay, where it is? Is it too far? No, he said somewhere in Kumarasamy layout. He said, where in Kumarasamy layout? Next to the temple road. And next to his house, there is our devotees there. See the irony that next to door, the person is there. He's ordering to Chennai. Somewhere, somebody, through him, he came to my brother. My brother again called me again. And I told this person, see, next to door, there is a person sitting you and the temple is next to door. Why don't you take and give? I did not go out. I did not step out. But I did this one small activity or one secret, I'll tell you. By sitting, see this, Bhagavad Gita, right? Who killed everybody in the battlefield? Is it Arjuna who killed everyone?
Krishna.
Vishwarupa, Krishna was showing in the street, everybody was going. Arjuna bewildered. What is this? Bhishma and everybody is dying. What are you doing? Krishna said, I have killed everyone. It's just a matter of time. You take the credit. Similarly, Bhagavatam and Prabhupada already decided where this book needs to go. You can't do it on your own strength. Prabhupada already decided this book will go to this person. Bhagavatam as a person, he decided where to go. So why you want to think that I am doer? The first mistake is that I am doing it. I am not capable. They have decided we need to be instrument or not, like Arjuna. These Bhagavatamas are already sold, already given to people. It is written. If you think that, see, there are certain things are fixed in our life. How much money I will earn, who is my parent, what time I will born, which place I will born, right? This will not change. because you are spending of 8,000 or 8,500 on Bhagavatam, it's not that you're going to construct another palace and you're going to save a lot of money. It is written, money has to go, it will go, irrespective of where, at which form. Because Lakshmi Devi, we did Lakshmi Puja. In Bangalore, so many people do Lakshmi Puja. She is Chanchala. Why Chanchala? Husband is not there, she will leave. But Bhagavatam is Krishna. When husband is there, why Lakshmi won't come? Right? The proper way of understanding is that worship Lakshmi Narayana, not separately Lakshmi. She will not stay. So irrespective of that, what you think, right? Where would money will come? How it will happen? Why should I spend? Just have Bhagavatam and keep it at your house. Somebody will come and ask you, Prabhu, I need Bhagavatam. If you do this secret, which I'm going to show you, are you ready for a minute? Do this exercise with me. Should I do that exercise together? I think somebody is still not thinking, oh, Prabhu is what is he talking about? Somebody is still not convinced. I tell you why I speak like this. One day I went to office, then I saw a small accident happen, and that person was bleeding, and I know how to do first aid, but I was hurried to the office. There is a meeting, so I just saw and I went. I did not save that soul. Did I do right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? What I should have done?
You should have saved that person, no, Prabhuji, because
Okay,
saving him is important.
Okay, there was a doctor. When patient came, the girl took a lot of pills. And the doctor said the only way is put a tube, remove that. Otherwise, I think a lot of doctors here. So unless that poison is not coming out, it's going to spread, she will not survive. So you have to put tube and suck it out all the tablets she has taken. But the patient says, no, it is too cumbersome, too difficult. Please don't give that tube. And she will not survive. So what is the doctor should do? Should listen to the patient? Or should save the patient?
Should save the patient.
When you know this Srimad Bhagavatam is the only option to save the people, why you are hesitating? You might need to push a little bit, right? But if I, as a person, humanity person, if I not save the life, I've not saved, you're talking about the body. This is the only Bhagavatam can save the soul. This, when the king goes, only one wife can come. Who is that wife? Which we never taken care of. This king was never taken. He never bothered. She was very lean. There is no food and very old torn cloth. Then Raja, this king was crying. Oh no, none of the three wives are coming. Then the third, fourth, first wife came. Oh king, I can come with you. Then king said, who are you? I am the first wife, you've forgotten me. I am the soul. For the soul, you can do only three things, right? Reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Second thing is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The third one is worshipping the deities. This is the only three form Krishna has come. Srimad Bhagavatam you can pick up anytime. If you want to worship deities, there is certain restriction, right? But holy name and Bhagavatam is the only way you can pick up and do it. But you want to chant, then you need to know the knowledge. Where is the knowledge is there? In Srimad Bhagavatam. Don't you want to save the souls? It is like doing a suicide. Somebody is dying and you're not saving, and it's not even a human. Any gentleman, that's why Prabhupada said, any gentleman would have Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhagavatam. That's the meaning of it. If you're not saving the soul, sometimes we might speak, push it, but it's not that I want to be a human being first myself. When I see so many people are suffering, if I don't tell the truth, I'm not even a human being, right? So with this, I would stop here today. Think about it. And I come, please do this small sankalpa with me, right? If you're not believing it, that's okay. But you want to do with me, thinking that, Prabhupada, you have trust, you can do it. There's no compulsion. We don't force anybody. But we need to tell the truth. Truth is bitter. Truth is bitter.
You didn't tell the secret, Prabhuji.
This is the secret. I'm going to read the secret. I'm showing the secret. I pray this. This secret is that I pray this sentence, whatever you see in the front. So sometimes truth is bitter, but I need to tell, it's palatable or not, but later it may be sweet. Like no, when you want to get up and do exercise, it is very difficult, but later your body is fit. But somebody says, I have a pill with it, putting that you can reduce weight, but there will be side effect later, but I can't tell that. What is the truth? I have to tell the truth. Okay. Can you all please fold your hand? Can you all please fold your hand, unmute your mic? Those who want to voluntarily participate, no force at all. You can do these prayers, but after these prayers, you will see the tremendous changes in your life, and Bhagavatam will keep coming to you, touching to you in various forms. You can be an instrument to Prabhupada, because anybody says, I don't know how to do it, I don't have money, I don't have skill set. This is not the criteria for distributing Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is just begging Srila Prabhupada and Bhagavatam that I want to be instrument like Arjuna. Please make me as instrument. That's all we need to say. It's as simple as that. Okay, we are trying to distribute. Please repeat after me.
We are trying to distribute
The Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam. Everybody who want to do that, can you please unmute?
The Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam.
To all the fallen,
to all
To
the
all the fallen,
conditioned souls
conditioned
conditioned
souls
around the
souls
country.
Around the
country.
around the
I
country.
don't have any qualification
I don't have
I
any
don't have
Don't
any
have any
or
qualification
knowledge.
or
or
knowledge.
knowledge.
I don't know how to convince others,
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
how to convince
Know how to
others,
convince others.
but I have strong desire to distribute your wonderful literature.
but I have strong desire to
To welcome your wonderful literature,
Which can save entire humanity.
which can save entire humanity.
humanity.
Bhagavatam is independent
Bhagavatam,
Bhagavatam is independent,
and he can decide to go any place.
and he can
and
desire.
he can desire to go to any place.
If you so desire,
If you so
So
desire,
desire,
take me as your instrument
make me as your instrument
in distributing Srimad Bhagavatam.
in distributing
in
Bhagavatam.
Srimad Bhagavatam.
I will end with one more surprise. My personal stories, of course, I don't tell it, but I'm telling this first time. Generally some people give donations, so we try to distribute, not to make money. So this Bhagavatam Prabhu can show, one volume cost minimum 1,500 rupees. One volume, with binding, colorful paintings and things like that. Normally that size bulkiness. We have 18 volumes. It costs actually 18,000 rupees. BPT, since printing it bulk, they have negotiated with the vendor. They brought down, and sometimes some people still not able to pay. And we try to distribute with some donation or something like that. One time I stopped saying that I know too much already distribution happened. No, I don't have money. I can't do it. Then one day my manager called up. This is the time all the people are being laid off as well. So I also don't know what will happen to my job. Then my manager called up. Have you seen your mail? I said, I've not yet seen. What is that mail? When mail means we're all afraid. No, I see your mail. Then, he said, we want to ask you two things. What is that? He said, we want you to continue in our account for another 1.5 years. You need to give sort of a bond saying that you will continue with this. I said, by doing it, what I will get? He said, we are also giving 2 lakh of bonus, right? And see, when you don't have, I'm not telling this that you will get money, because the money is already predestined, right? How much you want to spend, where to spend, everything is just, we unnecessarily spend so many things. Even we want to go for a marriage, you need to spend at least 4,000 rupees outstation if you want to go. If you are traveling, at least in the bus expenses are fair. Even tomatoes nowadays costing 100 rupees, right? You might spend a lot of money, on the papers and other things, but we read it and throw it away. This Bhagavatam, life after life, your family after life, now everybody is going to read. In America, there are a lot of stories of Sankirtan. Somebody picked up a book from the dustbin. He was putting laundry machine. He saw somebody throwing the Bhagavad Gita in the dustbin. He picked up and read. Now he's become a devotee. That's the power of Srila Prabhupada. And I was put in the group, I put some slides saying that how much Prabhupada had translated this so many literatures, volumes of literature, right? So at least we need to take Srimad Bhagavatam. And please, we will send the links. If you are inspired, please try to distribute others, have it with you. And, we can work it out, any help required. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Sorry if I offended anyone or forced anyone to think like that, but I want to be a first human being, at least tell the truth. This is the truth. If you don't agree or not, I can't help it, but this is the truth. Thank you very much. And continuously take Sankalpa to attend at least another whatever remaining days. We have a wonderful speaker organized, and including Swarna Prabhu, the best speakers I've organized for 5th canto, 4th cantos, and things like that. Please stay with us till the end of the day, end of the week. Thank you very much. Any feedback offline, you can give it to me.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, what about those cantos after 6th? I mean, we want all the 12 cantos to be covered.
Yes, I thought so. Then I should have done. See, this Prabhu itself today, he was very humble. I told him time, so he respected time. But generally, Kannada, other group I've seen, they don't want to stop. They go up to 10 because they want to hear. There's so much thing, and it is not. Prabhupada says one shloka for 1 month. That's a standard. If you want to discuss one shloka, Janmadhyasya, first shloka, 1 month we can talk about it. So everything, we just to inspire all of you to read, number one. Number two, if you still inspired, want to hear other 6 to other 7 to 12, I can give you some gist of what it is all about. But if you want to do proper session like this, extend this for another 6 weeks, Janmashtami, after Janmashtami, we can plan for it. But I'm not committing anything. But we need a lot of volunteers. There needs to be inspiration for us. At least the same crowd, like 60, 70, 80 or 100 people joins. We will be interested to do that because there are a lot of logistics and do that. Third thing, we are also opening our Iskcon South Bangalore temple. There are a lot of activities going on, but it may be delayed, but definitely we will consider this and we'll try to do 6 to 12, but may not be immediate. But I want you to be connected to the group. Don't disconnect the group after this. And we will have a kathas happening. Bhagavatam can be presented in different topics, theme-based Bhagavatam presentation. We will keep something for the weekend. Try to keep connected, but we can start this whenever the time suits for all of you. 6 to 12 cantos, we will definitely do that. That's there in the plan. But right now we want to be connected. Please stay in the group, and we will at least present different themes and different topics, different speakers, different flavors. We will not let this die down, and we will continue to do some seva for Bhagavatam. Thank you very much. I think already I've overboarded time. Sorry for taking a 15 minutes extra, but another 1 minute if you have any questions, or otherwise, thank you for your patient listening. And thank you very much, Ramana Prabhu, for a wonderful presentation. Let's all chant one round for Prabhu, who has taken out time, spent a lot of time reading and presenting in such a simple manner. Let's all thank Radha Raman Prabhu and chant one round of Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
So far I have received that Thursday we will continue on the same time. Some devotees will be in the temple, so please adjust your timing because majority of them wants in the same time. We don't want to break the rhythm, but we will announce it in the WhatsApp as well. Thank you very much. Grandraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Samaveda Bhaktivinoda ki, Vanchakalpatarubhesha, Kripa Sindhuvecha, Paditanam Pavaneke Vaishnavike. Please, if anyone of interested, please contact me for the Bhagavatam. If you need any financial help, also we can do that. Don't think that it needs to be like that. We are flexible.
Prabhu, do you have that pocket size Bhagavatam, Prabhu?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
That's also the same cost?
Yeah, 500 extra.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay, Prabhu.
Yes, we have that.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, and also we'll be posting that link. Online you can order our temple and put a note. Then all this we will consolidate and will courier to you at your doorstep at free of cost. This time we are also taking care whatever you contributed 99 rupees. We are using that for sending Srimad Bhagavatam. So don't feel bad. You're also contributing unknowingly or knowingly. You are already connected to Srimad Bhagavatam. So any one book which goes and we do a free of cost delivery, that is taken from whatever money, small contribution are all given. So this all will be purely used only for Bhagavata Seva.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Do
Yes.
you have Oriya Bhagavatam Prabhu?
Which Bhagavatam?
Oriya.
Yes. Yesterday only I've sent one Oriya Bhagavatam.
Okay.
So you
I'll
the second.
contact you.
Yeah. Oriya is there. Definitely, Mataji. I just sent yesterday one to outside Bangalore.
Okay. Thanks, Prabhu.
We have all the languages, Oriya, Marathi, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, you name it, we have.
Prabhu, if it is to be couriered to the Andhra, you will do it without the same cost, or we should pay extra?
Yeah, everywhere in India, and we are delivering it. There's one Mataji has requested to deliver it in US. We will do that. And somebody was requesting from the moon. Any devatas are here. Chandrayaan 3 is successful. I will ask Chandrayaan 4 to send it to the moon. Don't worry. You are in Mars, no problem. Already ISRO is having a plan for that. But outside India, I need to charge little extra. It will not be the same free of cost. India, yes, anywhere in India.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Prabhu, you can end the session. Thank you, all of you.